And that's one thing I can respect, even about Jewish people or whatever the case is. Their connections are those they grew up with and who they know who are operating with them in synagogues or family members. People are vetted. And even amongst them, if somebody break code, they be like, nah, I'm not even going to deal with you. I can respect that. We're the only people running around here just allowing strangers to come in not vetted. You know why? Because we were told that was okay. I lived in other countries. It's not okay. I don't care how much money you have. Let a black man go over Egypt right now and try to set up shop and try to set up a business and see what happens. It wasn't until I traveled that I realized that that our people allow anything without vetting. They say, well, no, you can't set up a business over here unless you have a citizen of our country in partnership with you. This guy can be broke as a joke, without any experience, no education. But if you make money, automatically some citizen or somebody on the block is going to make money with you, or you cannot set up a business. And then what they'll do is they'll learn what you're doing, and then they will go in business with another Egyptian or another person and set up the same shop right next door to you. And you know what? The people of his country, his citizenry, who is his family, will not patronize your business. Mm-hmm. I've seen it. They'll steal your business and then tell you, hey, that's just the way it is. They'll steal your ideas. You know why they can do it? Because they all, when that music comes on 5 times a day, they're all looking at the ground and doing this together. Mm-hmm. That's why. That's why they can do that. Because they have a core belief system together. Only our people are like this, folks. And I'm telling you, the law is the answer. Because now we can vet you spiritually first. Elder Lloyd, you got something?
No, sir.
See, I'm tired of just sitting there pointing fingers and talking about what's all bad and people doing this to us and people doing that to us. When the Most High is saying, well, listen, why don't y'all just get on code and it'll stop everything? Mm-hmm. Why don't y'all just get on code? They can't stop us from getting on code with one another. They can't stop us from us getting together and saying, you know what? Here's the name of God. We're all going to call that name of God together. Anybody else, we must vet them spiritually first. What church did you go to? What mosque did you go to? What country did you come from? You cannot do business amongst us serving another God. A matter of fact, that's right. Any money you have, you must invest in what we're doing first. And we'll think about giving you a piece for being here. Talking about a land of opportunity. No, it's a land of opportunists who are preying on our people who are the children of Israel and don't know any better. Yeah, it is a land of opportunity. But we're the people they're getting the opportunity on. Finish reading.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make...
And listen. And another thing. Let me make this clear, though. I'm not talking about anything that we're not already, right now, have practiced and are putting in place. I'm not waiting for nobody to all come together on Kumbaya. I'm just letting you know there's a benefit of it. We started GOCC Network. Okay? I'm going to show you what happens when you do that. Hold this other way. 1 second. Let me go over here real quick. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what happened when you don't just talk about it. We at Tabernacles, right? And we got our little camp up all there. We got the vendors things all up. And here's a family who harvests their own bees, honey, from people in the church. Okay, honey. Some of the best honey I've ever tasted. And not only that, it's so many medicinal uses. And guess what? This jar was harvested by the hands of the children of God. And before I buy any more honey anywhere, this is where I'm going. Auntie B jelly, Concord grape jelly, made by a daughter of Zion. Different flavors right here. And guess what? That's the tip of the iceberg. Natural. So what we're talking about works. I don't got to worry about an East Indian or an Asian person praying demons into our products and driving our community crazy, not realizing we're under spiritual attack. And that's why I tell you in 2nd Esdras that while being idle, eating things sacrificed to idols. You wonder why we're poisoned, diabetes, dying, because who's feeding us? That's where the dietary law come in at. See? We're trusting the same people who are replacing and destroying us, not realizing the answer is to get on code according to God's word. So I don't want to hear about somebody talking about getting on code, double speaking, but on the other side, they're not talking about the book that was placed here to align us on code with one another. And being black isn't enough.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Because many usurpers look just like us. Okay? Many usurpers looks just like us who are undermining any progress that we would do as a people. Let's read it, Elder Lloyd.
Yes, sir. Exodus 20, verse number 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Right there. Folks, right there, no other race of people can come into your community and build a religious temple. Right there. Right there. Nah, you can't build no temple from where you from in our neighborhoods. Go home with that. Because who are the people you proselytizing to? What happens if I believe in God and I believe in one way of life and my child is serving according to the traditions of the law and they end up running into you around the corner? Now my son and daughter is starting to dress different, look different, question what I'm teaching in my home. And this is what we've allowed as a people, folks. And guess what, brethren? Brothers, we cannot blame the sisters for this. We cannot blame the sisters for this because we're the ones running around in all these different religions and all that, confused in our community, allowing usurpers in the other nations to come in and take advantage of us, only to complain on the other side that it's the white man. Nehemiah didn't allow this. You had other Gentiles who try to come on the Sabbath and try to sell idols on the Sabbath. And Nehemiah said, man, if you don't get up out of here, we're going to lay hands on you. Brothers, we can't blame the sisters for this. Not if you are an Egyptologist. Not if you are a Christian. You are a Muslim. You are a Buddhist. You are this and you are that. And all sitting together talking about, well, why can't we come together? The white man. You can't blame nobody for this. If the men aren't united, we can't expect the women and the children to follow suit because there's no unified front or tradition to give them. Let's go down the line.
Yes, sir. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. In fact, the rest of verse 4.
Come on.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Any graven image. And you got people running around simple as the days old in full Egyptian gear, walking down the street to a corner store in a supermarket with a hotep suit on. Ridiculous. You talking about a lost people. I'm like, you can't make graven images. You can't even make yourself an image or an idol. Read on. And I know what it is. Sometimes our people just want to stand out. Be different. No. The individualism is what got us here. We must unite under one God. No idolatry. Read.
Or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Come on.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Come on.
And showing mercy unto thousands.
So here it is. If we don't get unified under one God, what happens? It becomes a generational curse. You have some people teaching erroneously that this is talking about reincarnation. Listen, just ignore that crap. This ain't talking about no reincarnation. It's talking about if you sin against and defy your God, a generational curse falls on the offspring. A generation is 50 years. 3 or 4 generations, it'll take 200 years for us to recover by not doing it right now. So, because what? We begin to teach this behavior and our children grow to believe dysfunction or operating unlawful is normal. Remember when I said the law gives us the function, the foundation, which is how to operate, to function on earth as God intended? So if we begin to do God's law, go against the law, the children who honor and respect their mother and father will do it to try to gain their father and mother's honor. Well, my mother and father does it. And then it happens one generation, another generation, and then we get what we got. That's what that's talking about. The 3rd or 4th generation. That means the curse becomes perpetual. We begin to forget that we were the people of law. Read on.
In showing, verse 6, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
And show what?
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me.
And he showed mercy to thousands of our people who love him by doing what?
And keep my commandments.
And keep my commandments. Not only are we on code with one another, we're all on code together, unified with one God. I wish you would go into China and try to set up a hotep shop. You show me the example of a Chinese Dr. York. I wish they would take that stuff over there in China and other areas. Why, this guy built pyramids and everything over in Atlanta. Why didn't you go to Egypt with that? Because you can only peddle confusion amongst our people. That's what they will allow. That's why.